Hello one and all to my first StarCraft 2 gamecast. I did get StarCraft 2 beta about 5 days ago. It's been incredible so far, and I wanted to cast some of my games on YouTube and just show you guys some of the better games that I've played so far. So right now I'm over Steak, who is one of my enemies. He is going to be playing Terran. He is red. Over on the other side of the map, top left we have Baked, as in I baked you some delicious cookies. He's my enemy, which is unfortunate because I do love cookies. Bowman, over here on the top right, he's my partner. He's a great guy. I met him randomly online, and we've been playing 2v2s quite a bit lately. We've played about 20 games. He's Protoss in the what I believe is light blue, or teal perhaps, and I over here am the Terran, who is purple. And Terran is my best race out of all of them. Zerg and Protoss I'm not very good at yet, but we're just gonna play through the beta and see how good I can get at all the races. So as you can see right here, I do have a scout going out. Bowman almost already has a scout in Bake's base. Bake throwing down a gateway right there. Looks like he's gonna have his own little scout right here. Steak also sending one to my base. So you're gonna see a fancy little route here for his SCV. Steak also picking up an early refinery over here in his base as I scout it out. And Bowman, what you're actually going to see is this is a strategy that he likes to do. He does like to expand out here and get this set up so he can have an easy, fast expansion. It is pretty risky. There are some setbacks, rather some drawbacks to doing this, but Bowman really does like this style in maps where he can get away with it, where there's not a whole bunch of vulnerability up top, any back doors, so he does like to do this sometimes. You're going to see Baked here. Not much going on from Baked. He did get the assimilator. I'm messing around with this SCV scout here. Gonna make a marine. I do have my first refinery. And StarCraft 2 has been amazing so far. I just want to talk about it for a little bit. If you have not gotten the beta yet, I am sorry. I really hope that you do get the beta. I hope this video helps to curb that anger and curb the need to play StarCraft 2. But it is a great game. I will say everything as good as I can say it to Blizzard to make sure that the release date does not get pushed back. So I will tell them, even if something is wrong, I will say, hey, we need to get some guys in here. Everything's peachy keen as far as I'm concerned. Steak does have a second barracks coming up, and he does have a tech lab. Does not have his second refinery yet. Meanwhile, Baked is grabbing his second assimilator, and he has a cybernetics core, so it looks like he's teching up a little bit. I do not see a second gateway yet. That's a fairly standard build from Protoss. Bowman, meanwhile, he does have the chrono boost on his Nexus. He's pumping out some mad probes right now, and he does have double gate, so he's going to be throwing up some zealots. He does not have any gas coming in. He has no assimilator, so he's going to be pretty heavy on zealots here at the beginning. He does drop down a forge. Meanwhile, I have my two barracks up. I do have a tech lab. I'm throwing up a reactor. I misplaced my second barracks, so what you're going to see is I messed up my wall kind of here. And in a second, my SCV, yes, there he is. He's going to be setting up a third supply depot to refinish off that wall. Meanwhile, over here, we do have Steak with the two barracks, double tech lab, so you're going to see a lot of Marauders probably coming out here. He is throwing up a third barracks, so he's going heavy on the troops early on. Meanwhile, Baked does have the second gateway coming in. He does have the two assimilators going, and Protoss are fairly heavy on the gas consumption, so he's getting his gas set up early and often. Does have a cute little sentry. The sentries, the total of 80 health, if you include the 40 shield and the 40 health. They are cute little buggers. I always feel bad about destroying them, but I will if the game calls for it. Bowman He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th Zealot just popped out, so he's got quite a mass right here. I believe right now is when he tells me, hey, let's move out and go do some early harass. I comply. I throw down my supply depot. I have a decent army with me right now, and I say, okay, let's go ahead and let's push out a little bit. Meanwhile, Steak does have, he's got 6 Marauders, a very early heavy Marauder makeup on his troops. He is going to help out Blue here. Baked looks like he might be in trouble. Excuse me for the misclick there. And Marauders do amazingly well against Zealots. They have the slowing shot. They can shoot with a little bit of micro. They can shoot while running away. And here I come to try to help out here with my Marines and my Marauders. And you're going to see the Marauders over here have the high ground, and they get so many shots up, so many free shots. That is just that's just unfortunate for Bowman and I. You're going to see we try to push up the ramp. We decide the wall off combined with all of his Marauders is too strong. You're going to see I mismanaged this this Marauder right here. Poor micro getting more pot shots onto the Marauder when I really should not have had anything happen to it. So that was poor micro on my part. You're going to see Bake doing the same thing with the ledge. He has the vision. He gets the free shots. Look at the terrible micro by me. He does wall off the ramp with his sentry, so we really have no business going anywhere. And we have, oh, he focus fires my Marauders. Steak taking out all of our forces. I'm trying to get a flank off. It's not working. They can just do this all day to Bowman's Zealots. All day they can just push back, shoot with very minimal damage. I say let's get out of there. Bowman, his Zealots just can do nothing. I save 4 Marines and I say let's live to fight another day. Meanwhile, Baked is moving out. He's got 4 Stalkers already with 3 sentries, some Zealots, and an early Immortal. The Immortal is so powerful in this early game. To get it this early is very, very strong. Steak does have a ton of Marauders still. You see Bowman throwing down photon cannons. He has 2 up with 1 coming in. I have my own forces. It looks like Bowman's going to be needing some help, so I do move out with what I have thus far. I've thrown down a factory and a starport already. Let's see what Steak has. Steak throwing up an engineering bay. He does want to get the upgrades early. He's doing tech. Oh, and we have a battle over here. I moved in to try to help Bowman. Now, I would be dead to rights if that crew moved in on me right now. There are so many forces. There's no way I can deal with it. I do have the wall off, but I do not have very many troops. Bowman, meanwhile, going for the early expansion, does not have any troops himself. He only has these 4 Zealots. He does have a robo facility. He's going to be getting some early Colossus, but he has nothing right now. They focus fire my supply depots. My wall is completely toast. Here are all my troops. That's all I have. But for some reason, they decide to pull back. They sentry wall off my ramp. I don't know why they did this. I was dead to rights. I had really nothing. I had no reason to be alive at that point had all these forces moved in. So you're going to realize, you're going to see Baked moving out over here. Bowman decides it's a good opportunity while all the troops are down south harassing me. He thinks it's a good opportunity to do some harassment of his own with these 4 Zealots. Baked, meanwhile, trying to get this expansion off. The probe dies. We have Steak by the Zelnaga Tower. Baked finally realizing that these Zealots are coming. He's got to move back up to help this harassment out. Meanwhile, I still just gathering troops. See, Bowman, he's able to get 1 kill. All of the probes pull off the line. Looks like he's not going to be able to get any other kills. He only has the 3 Zealots left, and here comes all the forces, Immortals and Stalkers, all the Zealots going down. So he did only get 1 kill, but he was able to pull them off for a little bit. All in all, probably not worth it. Bowman probably got the short end of that stick because the Zealots were 400 minerals. Meanwhile, Steak moving in, folks firing the photon cannons.